Hi everyone, I'm Louise Rowe. We're going live. I am just going to wait for people to join. This is going to be epic. We are here at the Jaguar Land Rover headquarters in Gaydon, in the heart of the United Kingdom. And we are celebrating a very special birthday today. It's 50 years since Range Rover launched its first ever model. And we're going to take a trip down memory lane. I'm here with Nick Rogers, who is Range Rover's Executive Director of Project Engineering. He knows everything there is to know, right? He's going to tell us some amazing stories, blow our minds. And right here, we've got a whole line, basically the history of Range Rover, two of which are your personal cars, right?
It's nice to honour that they're here. So the first one in the lineup is, I think, one of the most special cars ever, because this is from 1969, so this is one of the very first prototypes, got an aluminium bonnet, one of the very first prototypes that Spen King commissioned to go off all the way around the world testing. They had about 27, 28 of these cars that they built. And the really cool story of why this name on the front is that the engineers were always a little bit cheeky and a bit mischievous, and Spen said, guys, got more together, said you need to go and camouflage these cars. We can't let the world know that the new Range Rover is coming, and you've got to find a way of disguising it. So being cheeky brummies that they were, the idea was to call it the Velar, which is actually an anagram of Elvis and Range Rover. And so they just took the letters. Of course, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So they turned up and they said to Spen, there you go, it's got a veil over it, it's fully camouflaged. And brilliant. He laughed it off and off they went, and it absolutely worked. And this is the original Tuscan blue, which I think is such a cool 70s colour. I mean, that solid blue is just absolutely incredible.
And actually, guys, if you like that colour, take note, because we've got a major exclusive surprise at the end of today's video, so stay tuned.
That might be the cool bit.
We also have a massive thunderstorm going on above us, so if you hear thunder and lightning, they're just wishing us happy birthday. Let's talk about this car quickly. So, this is yours.
So Spen's dream, which he absolutely brought into life, and it's why this car has been so successful, because its capability is absolutely amazing, is he took everything that the Wilks brothers, which were his cousins, they created in 1948 the vehicle, the Land Rover. This is number 475, and it's my own car, and I love it and cherish it. My daughter called it Fern. Of course it's called Fern because of the colour. And this car conquered all four corners of the earth, and it was actually this car that most people saw for the first time. And a few years ago we actually did a survey, and most people drew the silhouette of a Land Rover as the most memorable shape of a car they could ever dream of.
Wow.
It's really, really cool, isn't it? And it was the first car. Imagine the amount of places in the world, out in Australia, out in Africa, all those places that literally this was the first thing that they saw. And Spen's dream, which I think is really, really cool, and his absolute vision and obsession, and what you get out of bed every single day for, was to create something that had all the capability of this, so high and low ratio, you could drive it anywhere, you could drive anything, but with the comfort of a Rover car. And it's that perfect blend, bringing those two things together, that just created the flying carpet, the car that you could drive anywhere, the car with absolute luxury, but you could hose the inside out because it was a Land Rover. And so it was this capability that really propelled the company forward in the 70s, and instantly when this was launched, they were just sold out. And they came in this fantastic colour here.
Well, okay, this is my favourite car here today. It's also yours. What's her name?
So this is him. It's a boy.
Oh, I thought. Okay.
It's a boy. You got to get these things right. Can't you tell it's a boy? So this is Ribble, and he's a really, really handsome boy in his Rimini red. So this is again one of the really early colours. And some of the key features from this car, exactly the same as this one, is these seats. Now these seats that you can actually see in here are vacuum formed, which basically means there's a sheet of plastic and over a vac form, heat lamps, formed into the shape of Kit Kats. And so these are called the Kit Kat seats, and then they inject foam onto the back of them. Incredible, durable, washable, but incredibly comfortable car to actually sit in. And this, I'm absolutely honoured that it's basically as it was. The outside has been touched up, some of the paintwork down the sides, but the roof is completely original.
The original paintwork.
Yeah. So I absolutely love this. And seats,
everything.
And complete interior, absolutely everything.
How does the prototype testing vary from 1960 or the 60s to now?
Well, it is incredibly different today. Of course, there's legislation and everything that is radically changed. Now, on this site here, and we had a brief look earlier, and maybe sometime we'll show you all of that. There's test facilities here where you can test cars to -40, +40 degrees. You can test them on rolling roads, you can test them on servo hydraulic rigs. There's also hardware and software in the loop rig testing as well. And vehicles like the new Defender, you can see one out there, over 250,000 tests are repeatedly done. But we also look at the edge cases of all customer usage and look at extremes, look at those customers that drive very, very passionately versus those that drive very carefully. And they create a unique usage profile, and we actually simulate all of that and test the vehicle in all of those conditions, as well as every corner of the globe, special dust we get from parts of China, to make sure that we really look at every single detail of the car.
You import dust to test?
Well, it's a special dust that comes from China. It gets into little crevices that other dust doesn't. And so it's just the way the soil makeup. Yeah. So we've got all sorts of special materials and things that we use.
And this being the classic Range Rover, was the first car ever to be displayed in the Louvre in Paris.
So this is really, really special, this car, that it was actually the first one that was ever an art exhibit. Now, how cool is that? The proportions of the vehicle, as Jerry always said, is absolutely incredible. Look at it, look at the thin structures, look at the visibility, look at the space inside the car, it's absolutely amazing. And you see the mirrors on the front fender, they are a work of art as well. There's beautiful castings that just come up perfectly positioned there on the fenders. I think they look really, really cool, and they're extremely valuable now. Now, one of the other cool factoids with this car is you see all the later Range Rovers have got what we call the floating roof. So basically, the frames of the doors and the pillar is black all the way around, and this is black. Now, the way that actually came about wasn't actually by design. It was actually a cost saving, because this panel here was notoriously troublesome to actually press. She had lots of tooling marks all the way down the side of it, and so they wrapped it with PVC, and that became the vinyl pillar that is stayed all the way through all generations, every single one of Range Rovers going forward. So this is a really special car, and it's also the really exciting Bahama Gold. So it's a really, really cool colour. And maybe if you watch out for that in a moment, you might find that's a cool twist as well. There's a clue. Let's try and drop the clues. It's a really, really nice solid colour. I think it's extremely handsome. I love it.
Well, I love green. That to me is Range Rover.
Well, again, so this is a really special car. So this is one of the last of the classic Range Rover. So it became a four-door in '83, so you can see there's the extra row of doors in the car. Comfort just gets even better year on year. And it's got on the inside what they call the teddy bear seats. Now, the reason it's called teddy bear seats is because it's basically the same fabric as a teddy bear. It's incredibly soft, and you sit on it, it's like being cuddled by your own teddy bear. So how cool is that?
So Kit Kat, teddy bear, these are the seats. Very technical, I can understand
they
it.
really are, yeah. I mean, we thought about these
Yep.
things. And you can see the automatic drive, permanent four-wheel drive still. And this was an absolute pinnacle with a 3.9 fuel-injected V8 engine that just absolutely went everywhere. Absolutely gorgeous sound. So really, real great car, and a fantastic part of the lineup. A really, really nice vehicle.
This and the next model are really cult-like at the moment. I don't think you can get them very easily.
No,
Everybody
you can't.
wants
I mean,
these.
they really are collectible.
Yeah.
I think they're some of the coolest cars
Me
ever.
too.
And really, really excited that we've got some here today. So it's an absolute honour here in the main engineering centre for Jaguar Land Rover. So this car is called the 38A. Now, the reason it's called the 38A simply is all the engineers worked in the building that was 38A at Solihull. So it took them ages to think of that name, as I'm sure you can imagine. But this is the 38A. It's a monocoque but highly galvanised body shell, so transformation in terms of corrosion performance. A real step forward in refinement, and a really, really exciting car. And this is actually Wimbledon green, so it's a beautiful colour, and I think it's really, really nice. So
And
again,
monocoque means?
no, this is a body on frame, this one.
Okay.
Sorry, this is a body on frame, apologise.
Right,
Yeah, so this is a body on frame. Lots of galvanised steels in all of the body, so big transformation forward in terms of corrosion performance. So,
Can we talk about the Pope? Range Rover made a car for the Pope.
well, I didn't think we were going to talk
Amongst
about the Pope,
others.
but well, we've made a car for the Pope,
Yeah.
and we've made a car for the Queen. So the Queen's vehicle, you'll have seen Jerry driving around in it. The Queen's vehicle, all of the back is cut out, and there's rails all the way around, and there's like a little thing that she can sit on, so it still looks like she's stood up, just to take the weight. And the handlebars that she holds onto are actually heated, so that she can stand there, hands nice and warm, and lift one hand up, have a little wave, put it back down, warm it, and do the other hand. So we think that's really cool, and the Pope's got them as well. So we've been lucky enough that our special vehicles division has made cars for everybody all the way around the world, and part of like the Range Rover appeal is that you can have absolutely everything, and that's what's really good about special vehicles, and we've got that today, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. So this car started off life as L30, but it actually was 322. This was launched in 2001, was a monocoque, had independent strut suspension on the front and independent suspension on the rear. It was a monocoque, meant it took a quantum leap forward in total system stiffness. It meant that you don't have the phase lag between the chassis and the body when you start cornering. So the poise that this car had suddenly absolutely transformed things and really propelled it forward. And lots of people talk about the transformation of this car between this one and this one was as big as from the Land Rover to the first one in the first place.
Yeah.
And that is really cool that this car just pushed things forward.
Revolutionary then, this one.
Yeah,
And is
absolutely
this second generation Range Rover?
Absolutely.
And so the difference is really
It's
quite
huge. It's absolute blank sheet of paper. I mean, sorry, this is third generation.
Okay.
This is second generation, but again, this was blank sheet of paper. And at the time, it was an absolute transformation as well. So Range Rover's always got this ability to just propel itself into the future ahead of everybody else, and it's something that really, really makes it. I was also lucky enough for a few years to actually work with the manufacturing team at Solihull and had the honour of running both the body work and trim refinement for this, and also the Land Rover as well. Fantastic team, and it's really exciting. It's incredibly challenging time. We're starting to allow people to come back to work, and they're just so keen, so we can start satisfying our customers. We've still got waiting lists for these fantastic cars. Also importantly, start bringing revenue back into the UK and keep jobs and everything, because the health and well-being of Jaguar Land Rover is absolutely critical at this point in time. And making cars is simply our lifeblood, so that's what we care about doing. So fantastic team that built this, and really special time.
Big stories about this one.
So this car is absolutely part of my life. I absolutely can't deny it. This car, the absolute vision was that it should be half a tonne lighter. So right at the beginning we said half a tonne lighter. We said the V6 engine should have the same performance as the previous V8, but a transformation in fuel economy, which we did. And the third thing is the ride and the refinement should be better than any sedan. So we absolutely benchmarked all of the best sedans, and we found a way of making this car have all independent suspension, aluminium monocoque, and it's absolute transformation in NVH. And again, is the flying carpet that Ben talked about right at the beginning. That peerless feel, that above anything, drive anywhere capability was absolutely what this was all about, and we're really excited we delivered it. And this, I remember driving the first prototype car. Absolutely the most exciting thing I ever did in my life. I remember the launch, driving across the Atlas Mountains in a prototype car. This was really, really special, and still is special.
Let's talk
and
about
this. So this is actually off my garage wall at home. And what could you ever wish for as a car magazine cover to say simply the best car in the world, or the world's best car? And this car here was actually my own exec car that the team organised to be built for me as a surprise. It was so cool that day when I went down to the production line, and the guys were like, come and have a look, come and have a look, and they showed me this car, and the build card was all the things that I'd always dreamt of the whole time we developed this car. And to get this coverage, a little deal that we did sort of slightly behind the radar to actually agree getting this car out, because it was my own, wasn't a proper press car, and we loaned it, and there was a bit of agreement that please don't say anything nasty, and they couldn't say anything better, could they? So really, really cool with that lineup, and this is something that's special, is on the garage wall, and it's part of what is so special about this car. So really, really incredible to me, and feels like part of my life is still in it and will always be in it. So.
Well earned. Could you talk to us about Range Rover's move towards electric?
Yeah, so we are delivering a PHEV now. We also, this year, we've just launched the Evoque PHEV, and we will extend the range of PHEVs. The new Evoque PHEV has got a 66-kilometre range, which is absolutely fantastic.
And we're going to see it.
And you're going to see that in just a minute. But that is a really cool car, and we've got lots of the team running them at the moment, and they're just surviving completely on electric mode, which is really cool, because it's a 3-pin plug, charge it up overnight, no worries, never go to a gas station again. And most of the time you're using electricity that would normally be wasted from wind turbines or rain that's coming down. Now this, really special car, so you can see floating roofs, you can see the black pillar, incredible gloss finish on there, really, really beautiful. Now this is an SV autobiography, which simply means it's a special vehicle. So this theme of special vehicles coming through, still really strong in Jaguar Land Rover, and we're really passionate about it. And you can see the details on this car, from the chrome on the door handles, see the two-tone paint. But look at that interior. I mean, if that isn't a place for kings to sit, I don't know where is. So inside here you can see, look at the carpet, you feel that sumptuous feel. It's just, your feet could just disappear into it. Footrests, you put calf rests, table, and most importantly, Louise, somewhere to put your champagne. And so you see what's happened is you could put a slightly larger glass if you, I don't know if you need it, maybe, or you can put your champagne flute in here. And there's actually a cool place for the bottle. So your champagne can always be the perfect temperature. So incredible seating environment for the car, fantastic clock, and the materials, it really is a beautiful place to be.
I did say this is like a house. And Nick said it's better than a house.
It's better than a house because you can go anywhere, can't you?
Yeah.
So it's really cool. And you see it says bespoke by SV on the bottom there. So you could have one there with Louise written on there. I think that'd be
Get
cool.
your name on it. I love that.
Yeah, you see the name down there? It's really cool.
Let's take a walk over to the family, the Range Rover.
So we're going to go through and see the rest of the Range Rover family. Just to remind everybody, you are here in the heart of the design and engineering centre. So we share the facility with both Jaguar and Land Rover Design. 10,000 engineers normally come to work here every day. Obviously we're managing social distancing and working really hard through that. At the minute we've got about 2,000 engineers that are currently coming into Gaydon every single day, still working, keeping all of those rigs that I spoke about working, keeping all the critical tests going, and keeping the homologation going for all those cars, so that we do launch all of the 21 model years, which is an absolute transformation, on time. So we literally have the biggest product transformation over this year.
This is really where it's made. This is
it. This is cool. This is where it is. So the members of the family, the Evoque. So in 2010 we launched this incredible car, and it positioned Land Rover and Range Rover in a completely different space. It was white space in those days, and it really created us into a new segment, brought younger people in, brought lots of females in, and it really is a cool
demographic, because I remember the launch. I was living in LA long time ago. Was it 2009?
2010.
10. Yeah. And you could suddenly whiz around the city in it.
It's the car for you.
Yeah.
It's really
fantastic.
Cool. So we absolutely love this. Now this is the new one that we've just launched, and this car is the premium transverse architecture. It's all new engine installation, all new platform, all new monocoque, dual stage framing, everything. The transformation in NVH, fit and finish and refinement is amazing. It's got a dramatic reduction in gaps. You can see there's no roof gap. An incredible roof. So the huge glass roof, a fantastic place to be. Inside this car is like a tranquil sanctuary. It's just a beautiful place to be, with the blade screen that sweeps all the way through. So a really incredible place. And as I mentioned, there's a PHEV in this car that's going to be available in a few weeks. We're just starting to ramp up production, and really excited to get 66 kilometres range. So superb car. This one is the second one. This is really cool. So this one is obviously in disguise because it's the Velar. So with the story of the name and where Range Rover fits, it just felt like the right name for the car.
It gives James Bond vibes too, of having secret names, which of course Range Rover's part of as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that little cheek, the little twist has come back, and this has been incredibly successful. And again, a tranquil sanctuary to be in, a huge roof, beautiful blade screen, state-of-the-art engines and everything, and a huge upgrade just coming in a few weeks on this car as well. So we're really excited with this. So it's a fantastic vehicle, and just a real solid member of the Range Rover family. So the third member of the family, again, fondly love this one as well, but I love them all. You've got to love every child in the family. And mind that, nearly had your eye out. That nearly was.
Filming is a whole new ball game, guys.
That was a comedy moment. It's on the end of that big pole that nearly had your eye. Anyway, this is the Range Rover Sport. So this was first launched in 2005. We did a concept car in 2004 called the Range Stormer. Orange car, 3-door, really cool, harking back from the original Range Rover, but with this absolute Stormer concept. And we created this. Some journalists said, if it looks as cool as that, I'll chew my arm off. They haven't chewed their arm off yet, but it does look pretty cool.
Wow.
And this is the SVR derivative, so this is the top of the range sports derivative. Incredible, capable 575 brake horsepower engine. Really is exhilarating to drive, and a real member of the Land Rover, Range Rover family. And we're really excited to have it here today. So this is the fantastic line. This is the family. Now, the head of the family. Every family has to have a head. Careful with that camera. Watch it. Look at it. Every family has to have a head of the family. And today we've got in Tuscany blue as a special limited edition, and we're going to make 1970 of these cars.
Mark the anniversary of
Make the anniversary.
1970.
Exactly. So it was 1970, so 1970 of them, of course. And Tuscany blue. What better way to celebrate the Range Rover 70 years than the original solid blue colour? How cool is that? Look at the seats. They're the colour. Kit Kat seats, yeah. So how cool is that? Fantastic comfort. They're sumptuous leather and a beautiful tan colour. But all of that refinement that you always expect from Range Rover, but that capability to go absolutely anywhere. Any terrain, any surfaces, any time, no matter the weather, you can go there because you're in a Range Rover.
And guys, if you're watching right now, today is the first day that this has been revealed. Nobody has seen this. I'm going to touch it right there. So this is completely exclusive, limited edition, and it comes in 3 colours as well.
Yeah, so this is the first time you've seen it. And the other colour, Bahama Gold, but also
Davos White.
Davos White.
Got it.
So all the original colours, really, really nice to see and really excited. And 1970, found like a cool number.
Nick, thank you. It's been such a pleasure. Everyone who's tuned in, this has been brilliant. I hope you enjoyed the history of Range Rover. Happy birthday, Range Rover. Stay safe. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Look after yourself. Thank you. Bye-bye.